Hey, what is up, everyone? Today I want to talk about a topic that I know we've all been hearing a lot over the past couple of years. We hear it enough at work, we hear it all over the internet, but it's about how fast AI is moving. And I think right now it's really starting to accelerate in a good way. And we got to ask ourselves, will white collar jobs go the way of the dinosaur? Will Claude CoWork replace these jobs? So we've had so much AI kind of shoved down our throats almost over the past couple of years. And a lot of companies are really leaning into it because it makes things much more efficient for office workers. But it just kind of has felt like a glorified search engine. Sometimes you like look at the answers and you're like, that's not right, or that contextualized it wrong. But each step forward has been pretty good for the most part. And I think GPT-5 has been a step back, and Copilot has been a step back, but Grok and Claude and a lot of these models, they have been doing a good job in moving forward quickly. So I think kind of looking and understanding, where are we going to see the biggest leaps forward? Because this Claude CoWork thing, watch videos on it, guys. Seriously, like I kind of brushed it off at first, and then I looked at it and I'm like, okay, this is actually really scary. Cool and scary if you're like not leaning into it. Excel, that's the first thing that comes to mind. That's like the number one application we use in our civilization right now to do financial analysis, modeling, accounting. I mean, you name the function, payroll, whatever. Excel is the number one application we use every day. Now you can literally talk to your AI in natural language, and it plugs right into your Excel. And you can say, hey, I want to see the report. I want to see a table by this, and this. And it'll create a pivot in a matter of seconds in a really, really eloquent way, and in a detailed way too, with the raw data. So you don't need to learn pivots. You don't need to learn VLOOKUPs or macros or if-then functions. You literally just type in natural language what you want to see. That's insane, guys. I mean, that's absolutely insane. And it's only going to get better. Like those days where you take a 6-month course on Excel or Outlook or whatever Office suite, those are long gone. That's like completely obsolete now. If you watch these videos on the Excel Claude CoWork thing, it's just insane. All those formulas I learned, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. It's just like, I learned them. Okay, that's great. But now you can just type in what you want to see and you'll see it. Desktop organization. Like, instead of spending hours or long periods of time organizing things, you can just tell the AI to go in and organize your desktop or manage your files better. It can do a lot of things while you're not there. So if you have a Mac Mini or what have you, and you set up Claude CoWork, you can have it work for you all during the night. Wake up and get your status report of everything that it's done. That's crazy, but awesome, because it's like you have an executive assistant working for you at all hours of the day. That is freaking awesome. And so like, I'm trying to think like in the future, a lot of these boring tasks that we don't want to do, like taxes. Think about like, what are the most boring things that you do that are computer related? Taxes, managing your email, editing. If you're do video editing, it's fun at first, maybe a couple of videos. It gets really boring. Photo editing for vacations, video editing. There's so many, email management, like inbox management, saving hours and hours of time a day. That used to be an administrative task can now be done in seconds with AI. Or creating reports. That's one of my functions at my job right now, is to generate these complex reports. But imagine a future where you can just type in the 5 different fields you want to see, and you can see it. This is a lot of white collar work, a lot of white collar activity that's going to go the way of the dinosaur, right? Any computer function, any computer thing you can think of in the not too distant future, it will be able to do faster, more effective and efficient, than any human. Like it's not going to be perfect in this iteration, but it's very close to it. Watch those videos. And I think the biggest thing that I've used it for recently on my work computer, not my personal, but it's the remote controlling your browser. So I can say, hey, I need you to go search up these different articles for me. Come back to me in 30 minutes. And it'll go and it'll actually open up a virtual machine. It'll go into these different pages and it will actually pull out information and literally click through the different pages and articles and come back with what your task was for it. So it'll actually go in and remote control your browser. That is insane. At scale too. At scale, and it does a very efficient job of it too. What's crazy about this AI is it can do it on its own without you there. That's insane, because it's like you're the CEO and you can have 6 of these things running, and then each of the 6 can give you a report the next day of what it did. And then you can have it do the same thing. And then 12 hours later, it'll come back. All 6 of them will be like, I did this, 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 and this. And the amount of capabilities it can do is just crazy. I mean, it's working 24/7. Not for free necessarily. There's electricity, and then you have to pay for the subscription, and then you got to pay for the compute. But in the future, it's just going to go down. In leadership, you got to ask yourself about these companies. If you're a leader at one of these companies, you got to ask yourself before you hire a role, can an AI do this activity, or do we need to hire a headcount for it? And I mean, a lot of companies are slower moving. Maybe they're more in traditional industries, but a lot of people are going to be asking this. Should this job really exist? And we're already seeing that. I mean, you're seeing layoffs happen, but you're also seeing a slowdown in hiring, right? So we're going to see more and more of that. And that's why you got to ask yourself, what can you do? What niche can you solve to remain resilient in all this? Because in the future, what are you going to do to remain resilient? You got to be high touch point, you know? You can't just be doing that one thing in Excel anymore, that one thing in Outlook, that one thing in any software, right? The AI can do it better, cheaper, faster, more accurate. You got to ask yourself, what can you do that isn't dependent on one particular software? So that's really interesting. And then that Claude Excel plugin, really, I mean, please look at it, please use it, please learn about it, because that was like one of the bigger things in my career where I was like struggling was how to like write these complicated formulas. I literally can just type in, hey, I need to see this, this, and this, and it'll actually find the formulas you need to do that. So, so any job in the computer can be done by an AI. Any specific software skill can be done by an AI. I think it's about that leadership, that creativity, working on managing the different AIs effectively to get your outcome. I think the future jobs of humanity will need those touch points. I don't think like all jobs are going away, but I do think a lot of those things. And then the next thing is like the risk of consolidation. There's not that many of these companies, so it's like, what if we all forget how to use like Excel, for example, and then we're just using our Claude, but Claude is charging $150 a month, $200 a month, right? And we're all so dependent on it. So it's like this business model that makes you dependent on it because you don't know how to do the basics yourself. So I think like most of the medical industry, like the nursing, caregiving, like the hands-on stuff, the PT, the OT, those will be insulated. I think the teaching, a lot of teachers will still need to be around leadership positions and positions that interpret what the AI does and leads and is like a good public face, those will be around. But I think like a lot of the accounting, finance, software engineering jobs, like all those, they can go away. I mean, there will still need to be someone overseeing the AIs, of course, and managing the prompts. But a lot of those jobs as you know them today, writing Python, writing the debits and the credits, and balancing the books, a lot of those will eventually just be a prompt engineer that's trying to kind of lead the AI agents in an effective way to the desired outcome. So I think like right now, don't learn one particular software. Don't learn one particular tool or skill set. You got to be broad-based as possible, because tools are going to come and go quickly in this new future, right? There'll be a lot of open source stuff. There'll be a lot of, I think it's like crazy the disruption that we're seeing. And we got 12 to 24 months to lock in, right? I mean, we don't want to like corner ourselves, but we got to learn this stuff like now. And like the Monopoly board is still somewhat open, but it's closing, right? So in the future, you want to make sure to get your stake. You got to be in a position to where you have a niche carved out and you're effective at it, and it's not something that just an AI can do, right? Because if that happens, then you're kind of screwed, right? So disruption's coming fast. If you don't believe me, and I couldn't believe it at first too, but if you don't believe me, watch the AI Claude CoWork videos on YouTube. They're all over the place. There's memes about them, but I really think you guys should look at that. I'm looking at it. I would love to start my own stuff, and it's kind of like a new gold rush, right? And I think now is the time for change. I think a lot of things aren't working well in this country, and I think if there is a silver lining, it's maybe in the future things will cost less because of AI, but also we'll have to work less, and there may be more abundance in the future with less actual physical work. So that's just some of my thoughts. I think it's time to be excited about this. It's time to lean into change, because ask yourself, what has the current situation gotten you so far? For me, I don't know. I think things are okay, but I think an AI future could make things more efficient, whether that's getting my symptoms diagnosed quicker, whether it's focusing on my health and athletics a little bit more surgically, whether it's, helping me with basic tasks that I hate doing. I think AI can help with that and make it easier. And then I can focus on the things that I want to do, like pickleball, like podcasts, like tennis or coaching or running, or even talking about finance and economics all day. Like these are all things that I like to do. And if AI can remove all the junk in my life, the emails, the organization, the editing, this and that, I'm for it. Because we have one life. That's the ultimate thing. And time is short, and we got to spend the time exactly how we want. And this AI can take care of that stuff that we don't want to do anymore. So that's just some of my 2 cents. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.